Hello, good morning, Dr. Anjali. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Kalpana?
I am good too. So, tell me, how's the lockdown treating you? How is it going?
I'm finding a lot of time which I never had. I'm actually not feeling that bad. It's
Huh?
it's it's sort of a blessing in disguise for me.
I keep seeing your workout videos, and you keep sharing tips with people. So, tell me something. What's a regular day for you like during this lockdown? When do you work out? What's your diet like?
Yeah, so initially when the lockdown started, I was like, maza aa gaya, chalo sab khate peete, I for first 1 week it just didn't hit me.
Huh?
And then when I realized, okay, no, this is not gonna work. I've got to make a timetable. So now
Right.
I do one workout in the morning, which I never had the time for. Then I
Okay.
do 1 hour walk in the evening,
Uh-huh.
whether on treadmill or in my building compound. And
Okay.
eating wise, I am limiting myself to just 2 meals and maybe a
Okay.
snack a day.
Uh-huh.
So I don't want to eat too much because I'm not burning enough.
Right.
So I'm just eating, regular little bit protein, vegetables, one fruit, nuts. So
Okay.
this is my basic khana.
Okay. So, like you said, you're limiting yourself to 2 meals. Is it on the lines of intermittent fasting, something that you're doing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
Mhm.
doing. I
Okay.
eat my meal at 9 in the night, latest
Uh-huh.
by 9, and then
Okay.
I eat around 12, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
That's straight lunch.
Okay.
Then
Fixed
I
plan.
have 5 o'clock. I will have my fruit and nuts and everything, or maybe some dahi, because
Okay.
you need probiotics. So I'll
Right.
have that, and dinner will be again a good dinner with everything in it, like even if it's dal, chawal, sabzi,
Uh-huh.
chicken is not available, and I'm not very fond of chicken, so
Okay.
I keep myself into just these few.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tell me something. What are the most common queries that you are getting these days? Because
I think,
that will give us an insight into what exactly people are struggling with.
see, a lot of people are struggling with, a lot of people, first of all, didn't know what to do with this time. They
Yeah.
suddenly just, plonked themselves in front of TV. And result
Hmm.
was that everybody started, initially everybody started gaining weight and started feeling like, this is not normal. And this is, everybody in the house, overwhelming experience for everyone. But
Right.
I think going forward, I think a lot of people are sending me queries like, khana kya chahiye, what's
Uh-huh.
the right supplement,
Yeah.
what are the vitamins we can have. They're also
Mm-hmm.
asking about what foods do we have to boost the immunity. These are the
Right.
usual questions that I keep getting. And
Mm-hmm.
some people also ask me, I've never exercised, how do I start?
Yeah.
अब इतना टाइम हो गया तो they don't know like what to do.
Uh-huh.
It's
Right.
no gym, nothing, so
Uh-huh.
those kind of questions I keep getting.
You just spoke about supplements. That is something that people are really, really curious about these days because they feel that, before supplements, actually, we should talk about immunity. Someone in the audience as well wanted to know about immunity boosting foods. Doctors say that, those who've been actually taking care of immunity will be able to handle it better. But suddenly taking these steps may not help as much. What do you have to say?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me what vitamin should we take. Immunity is not in a bottle, it is a lifestyle.
Right,
So
right.
immunity has to come slowly. So
Mhm.
suddenly you're popping vitamin C, you're popping vitamin D, it's not gonna make much of a difference. If you
Uh-huh.
really, really been a bad lifestyle person, it takes
Uh-huh.
time. So,
Yeah.
but still, if we are eating home food and if we are eating, no junk, we're eating on time, we're sleeping sleeping enough.
Yeah.
A lot of people had a problem with sleeping also, like they wouldn't get time to sleep, so we're sleeping enough. So immunity boosting will start, at least you should start it. We don't know where the lockdown is going.
Right,
We
right,
don't know. I mean, first we
right.
didn't know it's going to stop at 14th. Now we
Mhm.
don't know if it's going to get extended after 3rd. So
Right.
if people haven't started, they should start a lifestyle rather than starting buying a bottle of something. which
Yeah.
obviously I will tell you what to do, but
True.
still a bottle does not have your immunity boosting. So a lot of bottles in the market will be saying immunity booster. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen like that. The
Right.
basic has to change.
Uh-huh. So, protein is something that we all have been fussing about. Protein for vegetarians, what's the right source, etc. Now we even got to know that those who are actually have been tested positive, they are being recommended that egg is a very crucial part of their diet. So, tell us about it. I mean, if we all start focusing on our protein, will that help?
Yes, definitely. Protein is the immediate immunity booster. Every supplement will take time. Protein is an immediate booster of immunity because protein is your immunoglobulin. You know the force that fights the infection. So if
Right.
you have enough protein, if like people are vegetarian and they don't have enough protein in their diet, and then suddenly, they don't have enough antibodies. They can't
Right.
make enough antibodies. So antibody is made of protein. So if we
Mm-hmm.
started, let's say, you've never eaten an egg and all that, and you're vegetarian, completely vegetarian, I would say eat vegetarian proteins. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
make sure every meal, 1/3 of the plate of a meal should be a protein. So that means if you're a vegetarian, it will translate into a green vegetable and a lentil, or
Right.
nut, or curd, or
Mhm.
paneer, or soya. So
Okay.
vegetarians, because we have more vegetarians in this country, that's why I keep
Right.
focusing on vegetarian protein. Otherwise, you
Mhm.
can also take supplemental protein in form of whey powder or vegan proteins, which are
Okay.
completely safe. There is
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that. And for non-vegetarians, obviously, eating non-vegetarian food like chicken, fish, mutton,
Mhm.
whatever they want to eat. So 1/3 of the plate should be protein at each
Mhm.
meal.
Okay. So, you just, there were several options that you gave for protein. One thing that I wanted to really, really know, because, whenever we go on a diet, whenever most nutritionists, whenever they put you on a diet, mostly on a weight loss diet, dal is not a very important part of your entire this thing. You are maybe allowed once a week or something. I'm just giving you a random example.
Yeah, sure, sure.
But a lot of people consider that vegetarians, that dal, if they have a bowl of dal, so their day's protein requirement is done. So tell us about this dal, because nutritionists don't really recommend eating dal when on a weight loss diet, but people believe that vegetarians believe that a bowl of dal does good to them. So tell us about it. What exactly does dal provide?
So, dal is so 1/4 of dal is protein and 3/4 of dal is carbohydrate. So, with some fiber, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not a lean protein. It's not a great source of protein.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say if you want to have dal as a big bowl of dal, that will
Yeah.
not suffice as a day's protein, because day's protein is 0.8 into grams of the weight. So that
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of protein, and dal will have more. So to get that much protein from a dal, you'll have to have a patila of dal. So which obviously is not possible.
Yeah.
So dal is great. It's a great carbohydrate, basically, which is
Mm-hmm.
1/4 of protein, and
Yeah.
it's actually a full meal. If you ask me, it has
Okay.
it has mostly
Carb.
everything. It has amino acids, fiber molecules, carbohydrates. So it's a full meal. So
Uh-huh.
dal is great, but to be eaten as a meal and
Mm-hmm.
not considered only protein.
Okay. So now coming to another essential vitamin that we were anyway deficient in, and now with the lockdown, it's getting worse, is vitamin D.
Yeah.
So because we are not going out and there's no sun exposure, and all day we are sitting inside, and diet really doesn't have vitamin D elements. Okay, please tell me, please.
Yeah, so we don't have fortified foods here in India which are fortified with vitamin D. And as a darker complexioned continent, we don't make enough vitamin D even from sun. और जो
Oh,
थोड़ा बहुत भी बनता है, whatever little we make is, we are not even getting that. So we
okay.
have to have something. We have to have like a supplement of vitamin D, but the supplement depends on your levels. So a
Right.
lot of people ask me, how much vitamin D should I have? Suppose you don't have a level.
Right.
2000 to 5000 IUs is fine. If
Uh-huh.
you have a level which is below 20, then
Mm-hmm.
obviously you have to go on a therapeutic high doses, mega doses of vitamin D, which are out of scope of this discussion. But if you don't have a testing, 2000 or to 5000 IUs of vitamin D is pretty safe to have every day.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because people have started, self-medicating, especially when it comes to these supplements, and also, some level, because doctors are also saying in interviews that it's safe to have, because right now you cannot afford to really mess up with your vitamin D. You need it much more because of you need to build your
Yeah.
immunity.
Yeah,
So yes.
vitamin D is a very essential part of your life. It has to be had. Vitamin D is sort of a metabolic vitamin. It's not even just a supplement.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
and vitamin C, a lot of people are having, and there's a
yeah,
lot of questions on high dose vitamin C. So if
yeah.
you're consuming a lot of vitamin C, you're not absorbing that much. So if you're consuming 1,000, you're probably only getting 200. So I would say to try and get it from the food or get IV. It's there is no middle ground of having 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C and expecting great result. And vitamin C has no evidence
Mm.
against flu,
Right.
so there has been no evidence against flu. So
Uh-huh.
people are just getting a little. I think there's a lot of WhatsApp, Wikipedia. So there's a lot of information
Uh-huh.
which probably is not correct. So
Yeah.
I wanted to point out about the vitamin D, C, which people are just
Yeah,
going on
because
popping.
I was going to ask that question, because vitamin C, for the longest years we've been believing that, vitamin C works on your immunity. You keep popping that one pill of Limcy every day and you're done. You're safe. Have citrus fruits, you're safe. You're not going to fall sick. So vitamin C, you rightly, yes, that is one topic that really needs to be out there. People.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just there are a lot of vegetables and fruits which are full of vitamin C. So according to me, if you're eating 3 meals, those 3 meals where you should have at least 4 to 5 portions of vegetables. That's a
Yeah.
lot, and
Huh.
3 portions of fruit. So that's a lot. So
Right.
if you're eating that much, trust
Mm-hmm.
me, you don't need a bottle.
Uh-huh.
But the
Okay.
problem is vegetable intake is not that high in our country.
Mm-hmm. Someone actually wants to ask you, how much calcium should a woman have in a day?
Calcium should come from food. There is no supplementation required for calcium unless you're a lactating mother or you have been diagnosed with osteoporosis. So
Yeah.
calcium is only now it's the new basic protocol is not to give calcium as a tablet to
Mm-hmm.
anyone. Calcium should come from food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is no used to be 500 milligram a day in divided doses, 500, but now we are seeing that calcium is not a great supplement to be had,
Mm-hmm.
and it should come from food, and there are a lot of calcium rich foods out there. You can just it's very easy to find on the internet, so have
Yeah.
those foods and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Someone also asked that, with the debate which keeps going on, do we even need non-veg? Isn't vegetarian the healthier way to go?
Well, that's fine. A lot of people, especially Game Changer movie has probably changed everybody's mind on that. But the problem with being vegetarian is if you're not supplementing enough protein sources,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise,
Yeah.
then you're going to have a muscle loss and a decrease in your strength and immunity. So vegetarianism is good, but that vegetarianism or veganism has to make sure that you're getting the right amount of supplements and outside proteins, which
Right.
means supplemental proteins. You probably don't get any B12 and stuff like that from the vegetarian food. So you have to get everything from outside, and it's okay to be a vegetarian, but one has to be totally topped up with vitamins.
Okay. Another question. Someone wants to know lean protein sources.
Lean protein sources are so there's nothing called lean protein anymore. I want to
Mm-hmm.
correct that
Huh.
because fat is now a good thing.
Yes.
So a lot of studies have come. So
Uh-huh.
let's not get into the lean protein part because lean protein is a old science. It's outdated science. So now protein means anything which has all the amino acids. right? Anything that is all the amino acids. So those are the proteins. So I would not call it, I would call it superior protein, because let's say, like someone else was also mentioning dal, you know, like
Right.
now dal is something which is not a full amino acid profile. Yeah. So it can't be called a protein. So I would not call it lead protein. So best sources of protein, if you ask me, are chicken, fish, eggs, and beef, or mutton, lamb. These are the best sources. And then there is these are the first class proteins.
Yeah.
So let's call it the first class proteins. So the second class will be your, paneer and soya and green vegetables and nuts and all that. These are the second class proteins because their amino acid profile is not complete.
Okay.
So these are the sources.
And another thing that we all are guilty of during lockdown is, all the junk snacking, because we're looking for quick fixes. We are all working from home, and, whenever we feel that, that slight pang of hunger, we reach out for either chips or, any unhealthy thing that we can lay our hands on. So tell us something, what are the healthy snacks that we can look at?
Well, see, healthy snacks can easily be made at home. It's so sad that even during this lockdown, people are ordering bhujia and chips and everything from the various websites, and it's very. I think PM has given us this time to really rebuild our immune system, and we are still going for junk, which is very sad. So snacking at home is very easy. You can. Do you remember, like, when long time ago our mother used to make matti? Those kind of things, the fried snacks. So what you can do, instead of frying those, you can start baking those, or you can make thepla,
Right.
like a thin missi roti and keep. You can have nuts, and a lot of people have makhane in the house, so you can just roast them, and you can have popcorn. These are the good snacks that you can have. There is no need, absolutely no need to go for chips, bhujiyas, which are coming in packet, because they're going to lower your immunity. They're not going to help anyway. So, and it's very sad that people are still buying that, given that you should actually not need a snack if you have a proper meal. I'm not a big person on snacking. Fruit is a great snack. Fruit with peanut butter is a great snack. Chana is a great snack. So, yeah, these things, and everybody's household has these things. It's not something that you have to really go out and buy, except the makhanas. Maybe a lot of people may not be having it. Makhanas lotus seed for people who may be watching from across the nations.
Yeah, you've just made it so easy. There are multiple options, healthy options.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
So also, when our Prime Minister was addressing our nation, he mentioned about Chyawanprash, that Ayush Ministry has also started talking about that, people should have Chyawanprash daily. So it used to be a part of our daily diet at one point of time, but somewhere it's just lost its sheen, and we, turn to more other options. So tell us, do we need to go back to Chyawanprash?
Chyawanprash is a great thing. The only problem with the commercial Chyawanprash is for the cost, the quality is not great. Okay. That's the only problem with Chyawanprash. Otherwise, Chyawanprash has more than 50 herbs. It's a great immunity booster. And obviously, if you're diabetic, you have to make sure that, because there's a lot of sugar in Chyawanprash. But Chyawanprash, yes, on the whole, if you ask me, it's one of the best immunity boosters. I give it to my kids, and I've been giving it for almost ever since I got into functional medicine. It's 5 years. Yeah, so I've been giving Chyawanprash every morning before school, and it's a great thing. I myself don't really like it, because I have other ways to boost my immunity. So for me, it's not the thing. But Chyawanprash is really good, and the PM was right. It's one of the best immunity boosters around.
What about honey, turmeric? Haldi doodh is back in fashion again, and honey with warm water.
Yeah,
everything's coming back.
Something. Our old science has suddenly come into vogue. Everybody's looking at India now, and I'm so glad, because turmeric has been used in and I've been talking about turmeric since the day one of lockdown. So turmeric is great. Turmeric is one of the biggest anti-inflammatory. It's like an antibiotic, like an anti-inflammatory. It's the greatest product, that spice that we have. Honey is a probiotic, but overuse of honey is obviously adding sugar to your diet. Ginger is a great adaptogen. Tulsi is a great adaptogen. Adaptogen means
Mhm.
they alter your immune response. So these are great adaptogens to have.
Mhm.
Then garlic, you know, garlic is another one which is very good. So
Mhm.
I think most of the things that we use in our daily lives
Yeah.
is actually very good, and we should make sure we are educating our kids in the meantime, because our kids are somewhere getting lost in the east and the west world.
Yeah.
So educating them about our ancient science right now is very, very important. Very, very
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Mhm. So we have focused quite a lot on diet. Let's move to fitness. There have
Yeah.
been several studies coming around that say that during this quarantine period, it's a minimum of 30 minutes of exercise is what is required. So how do we exactly define this exercise? Because some say it's like when your heart rate goes up. Some say even yoga, moderate intensity yoga or a low intensity yoga is enough. So how do we define this 30 minutes of exercise that's effective?
Okay. So with exercise, it depends on what your basic level is,
Okay.
right? So with exercise, what happens is, if you're, let's say you've been active all the time, so
Mm-hmm.
then there's a formula of heart rate which you should stay in. But
Yeah.
unless you're wearing a device, you don't know. So
Yes.
for people who are starting out, I think a simple, non-impactful exercise. You can always download a video from the internet and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Simple exercise like sitting down on the bed and getting up, sitting on the chair and getting up. So these are the things that you start. But for people who already have been exercising and been active and all that, and suddenly they can't go out.
Right.
Suddenly it's become like, you don't have weights at home, you don't have anything at home. So
Mm-hmm.
for those people, there is something called march in place. I really love that, and I've told a lot of my patients to do that. It's called march in place, where you just keep marching in place for good 20 minutes. And trust me, it is as good as walking outside.
Oh,
And it can be boring, but you can do it in
yeah.
front of TV. It's very easy to do.
Uh-huh.
So march in place is one. Then
Yeah.
for intensity of exercise, heart rate, as far as heart rate goes. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to burn fat, the heart rate has to be according to age.
Right.
So
Mm.
yeah, it's just a formula. 220 minus age into 0.65 is the formula. So if you measure, if your heart rate, if you're going
Can
above that
you
heart rate, you're
tell
not
us
going to
that
make
again, the formula?
220. 220. I'm actually yeah, it's probably accurate. 220 minus age into
Uh-huh.
0.65.
Okay.
So if your heart rate is there,
Mm-hmm.
then you're gonna burn fat. If you're
Okay.
going above that heart rate, you're just exerting for no reason. So I'm talking about
Okay.
people who want to burn fat, and I think 80%, 90% people want to burn fat, right?
Absolutely.
So the
Yeah.
heart rate has to be. So these are so weight training keeps your heart rate like that. Running, on the
Right.
other hand, takes your heart rate very high,
Mm-hmm.
and you actually don't burn fat, you burn your muscle, you break your
Uh-huh.
muscle more. So it's very complicated science, and I'm trying to somebody, so, one of the trainers suggested, I think you should get into exercise medicine too, which is
Uh-huh.
great, because we should know how to burn fat effectively. There are people who will be working out 1 hour, 2 hours in the gym, and they look the same,
Right.
and
Uh-huh.
their lab parameters don't change.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is just the same. So what's the point? So we got to be smart about everything. So we got to be
Uh-huh.
smart about the way we work out. So heart rate is the best way to start off. And
Yeah.
if you're not, and if you are getting too high on the heart rate,
Mm-hmm.
you need to come down. You
Yeah.
need to come down. That is called interval. You
Mm-hmm.
you you go out. If you're, let's say you're running and your heart rate
Yeah.
goes 160, which doesn't come down easily, you've got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise you get a big heart for no reason.
So, I mean, several ways that you've suggested that people can do. So, another thing that when we talk about workout, another thing that is very important that now people have really, really started talking about is calorie in and calorie out. So, the only way, no?
It's actually a very, very outdated science. So
Okay.
calorie is so food is not just calorie, it's information. So
Uh-huh.
calorie in and calorie out can be, I can have 2 packets of Maggie in a day and my calorie is finished. But did I get my nutrients? Did I feed my body the right things? No. So when I talk, calorie in, calorie out is a very, very, bachcha bhi janta hai, it's like that kind of science.
Right.
So it's a little more complicated than that. It depends on the nutrition density of the food.
Okay.
How rich that food is in all aspects of your macros. Fat bhi hai, usme amino acid bhi hai, usme acha carb bhi hai, usme fiber bhi hai. It has to be a mix of everything. That kind of calorie. And we have to create a calorie deficit, yes, to lose weight. So if you create a 500 calorie deficit per day, so it'll be 3,500 in a week, which amounts to 2 pound loss of fat.
Okay.
Right? So this is how it works. So if you're somebody who wants to lose a kg a week, you got to cut back 500 calories out of your diet. That's the basic formula. That's a scientific way to do it. But obviously we have to, everybody is different. The calorie calculations and all are long equations. So we don't get into that here. But yeah, so calorie in, calorie out is not the game.
So this now that you mentioned macros, I know a couple of people who obsessively count their macros every day.
No.
That level of obsessiveness somewhere stresses us out. So
no, then you become what do you call? There's a word for it. You become crazy. No. So if you do that, हर चीज को तोल मोल के कोई नहीं खा सकता. A lot of people weigh. Okay, the people who weigh food and eat are probably people who are going to compete in some championship.
Right.
Which is fine.
But
fine. But you and me, day-to-day life, working women with families, we can't do this. This is nonsense.
Yeah.
So I always tell my patients, I tell them the palm is your protein, the hand is your vegetables. There's an andaza. You can't be weighing your macros, and so basically a nutritionist or a dietitian or a person who's taking care of your food should be able to tell you those similarities.
Right.
This is how it looks like. This much of chicken is that much of protein, or ek roti mein and on average itna carb hota hai, like that kind of thing. So these are things that you want to learn anyway. It's not somebody who just into this profession who needs to learn. I think everybody should learn, and I make sure my patients learn this because this is what will keep them going.
Right.
Otherwise, you will never know. अब मखाने का आपने इतने मखाने खाए कि पूरा पैकेट खा लिया. Then the carb changes, right?
True.
So you have to start reading labels. You have to understand that carbohydrate counting is the calorie counting on per se is the most useless thing that one can do. So people who put their food in an app and count calories, trust me, you're doing wrong, because you'll never be able to get what you want, because every household, a dal calories will vary, right? My dal will be more gada than your dal. I'll put more ghee than your dal. I'll put more tomato than your dal. But then my dal calorie will change. So how can a katori of dal be 100 calories everywhere?
Right.
And in India, we have so many food options. Like, our country has diversity of food. So we cannot even do, in our country, Weight Watchers will never work. Because we cannot do, there's no standardization of food. Everybody is eating differently. So so I don't even remember the question, but this is what it is.
So when we started the chat, we had actually spoken about it briefly, but a lot of people want to know about intermittent fasting. So
it works like magic. It works.
Yes, tell me.
So I'll tell you. So what happens with intermittent fasting? So whenever you fast, your body produces something, it reduces your insulin production and produces more growth hormone, right? And growth hormone actually is a metabolic. It metabolizes your fats, and you have your stored fat being used for energy. You have the liver glycogen being used for energy. So body is trying to eat your own stores when you're fasting. Right. So if you, let's say you can't fast. Intermittent fasting is actually many types. There'll be like a 16-hour fast, then a 14-hour fast, then an alternate day fast, or 2 days in a week fast, like that, or 24 hour. without food fast, which is only water. So there are many ways to do it. Everybody can do the way they want to do it. But the easiest thing for my like for me or my patients, I would suggest minimum 12, work it up to 14, then twice a week do a 16,
Okay.
and then you're good. But within those 8 or 9 hours that you eat, be sensible. It doesn't mean that every day you're going to start eating a junk food during that window of eating. So
Right.
you have to have, yeah, your diet balance should still be maintained during that fasting. Fasting is the best way to heal your body. And a lot of people also don't understand that eating a meal and a snack, a meal and a snack, a meal and a snack, that's like not giving rest to your body.
Yeah.
So I would just suggest 1 meal, 2 meal, fast in between.
Okay.
Best way to, because if you can't stay away from food, if you can't fast 16 hours, 14 hours, eat a meal, stay hungry till the next meal.
Okay.
Just have lots of water, because water intake is the best when you had in between the meals. So that's the best way. But fasting is by far scientifically proven to be one of the best ways to heal your body, to decrease the weight, and it can go on for long term.
Right. Right. Okay. Because actually this 6 meal a day thing also, like we were discussing, just started recently, that have 6 meals a day. So your body is constantly processing food and not able
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
No. Then you're not digging into your. So 6 meals a day is for people who are diabetic.
Okay.
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 People who are on oral hypoglycemic drugs. People who are in fear of getting a hypoglycemia if the sugar drops in between meals. So 5 small meals actually. 5 small meals was designed for a diabetic person who's on medications of the sort. But
Okay.
if you're healthy, I think that's a bizarre thing to do. It's like, don't do that.
Uh-huh. So, coming to another important aspect of our lifestyle, sleep. There have been recent studies that suggest 67% work from home people. They're not, 67% of them are sleep deprived. So, what do you want to, any tips that you want to share? Because we all know now that, sleep is very important.
Yeah. 8 hours of restful sleep is the most important thing, and this is a time you can totally complete this. Nobody's rushing in the morning to work. Nobody is getting their kids ready for school, so there should be no excuse. Even if you sleep, like let's say you want to sleep at midnight, is fine. But if you go beyond midnight, then the sleep will be you won't get the right sleep. You will get a very uneven kind of sleep, and then if you nap in the day, then again the sleep is going to be affected in the night. But napping should be decreased to just 20 minutes in the day, actually with alarm. And night sleep should be uninterrupted of 7 to 8 hours of good sleep. And the best way to do this, if let's say people are not, I do have these questions. I think in the last 5 days, I've had at least 10 patients ask me this about sleep. So I've been giving everybody melatonin right now, because sleep pattern regulation is important. Because initially when the lockdown happened, everybody binged on TV, na? Everybody binged. Everybody went crazy. Oh, maza aa gaya, But now people realize that it's taking a toll. So now I want you to regulate your sleep. Take melatonin 3 to 6 milligrams at, around, let's say 11. And that regulates your sleep. So melatonin is a circadian rhythm hormone. So it is only secreted in the night. So if you missed out on that, you missed it out. So I would say 7 days of a good source of melatonin. Have that, and have some chamomile tea. If you can't have chamomile tea, at least switch off the lights, and make sure that you have worked out enough in the day, because a tired body will sleep faster than a non-tired body.
Right.
So yeah, and I would also say that eat a balanced meal at night, so that you don't have insomnia, because a lot of people eat less and they can't sleep because of that. And I would say that food containing tryptophan, like a lot of people drink milk at night. It's an old age thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a very milk person, and I don't advocate milk much. But like my father has a glass of milk every night, and he's been having for years, and he's very healthy. Touch wood. So milk contains tryptophan. Okay, so tryptophan is something that makes you nice and sleepy, and So even dahi has tryptophan. Then cheese has tryptophan. So one can have these kind of things at night, and then make sure the sleep will happen.
Uh, Also, some people are saying that the reason we are not getting enough sleep is because we are working. Our bed has become our workplace. So
Oh
we are
yeah, no, that's
all
that's
day.
that's huh. So I yeah, that's true, because what's happening is, this is very important. Never treat your bed as a workplace,
Yeah.
because you have to sit and work. Like, even I've made a little corner in my room where I put my computer and everything, like a little workstation. Because your body should know that when I reach the bed, I just got to sleep.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very good connection to make, and it's an excellent point you said, because this is one of the things that I also tell people, that stay away from your room, just come into sleep. But people may not have luxury of having more than 5 rooms or 2 rooms or 3 rooms, whatever. It depends.
Yeah.
But bed should be only for sleeping, not for lounging around in the day.
So,
Yeah.
someone in between had asked, I would like to, bring that question about meditation. So,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly, now that we have so much time, we can think about our well-being. What exactly does meditation differs for every person? But for you, what is like? Do you feel what everyone should do? Let's 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Meditation is now scientifically proven to, make your body decrease stress levels, basically decrease cortisol levels. So basically, what is happening? We are always stressed out. Our mind's running in 100 directions. So we need a rest. But
Right.
it's strange that our nervous system cannot rest even in sleep. We dream and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it is called, you have to do intentional resting of the head, which means you distract the mind to something else. So that distraction can should not be TV, because that's doing another thought. So
Mm-hmm.
distraction has to be either reading, or lying down with some music and imagining yourself in a nice place, because when you are meditating, the mind has to shut, and it's very difficult to shut. So a lot of good meditators usually start training you by telling you that when you're meditating, concentrate on a sound in your room. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
AC sound, fan sound. Yeah, when you lie
Yeah.
down, just listen to the fan sound. That's
Mm-hmm.
for a minute only. That's it. This is how
Mm-hmm.
you start. And then
Yeah.
you can always go to YouTube has a lot of guided meditation music.
Right.
They talk, and sort of. I just got this app called CenterFit. It's
Okay.
an amazing app where there's a meditation. There's a 7-minute meditation,
Right. Okay.
and it's guided. And I have always fallen asleep
Mm-hmm.
without fail. So you can do. There's so many apps out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to end the chat. I want some people in between were telling us that we are just sticking to English. Maybe we can conclude in Hindi. So
I'm very comfortable in Hindi.
yeah, your concluding message in Hindi, please.
माय कंक्लूडिंग मैसेज थे. सो देखो, ऐसा है कि इस टाइम पे अभी जो भी चीज अब मैटर करती है वो है आपकी इम्यूनिटी और आपकी सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग. राइट, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग में बहुत बात हो चुकी है, इम्यूनिटी पे भी बहुत बात हो रही है. बट आज आई होप आपको कुछ नया मिला होगा कि कैसे क्या खाना चाहिए. तो इम्यूनिटी को बूस्ट करने का बॉटल में तरीका नहीं है. एक लाइफस्टाइल, एक खाना, अवॉइडिंग जंक फूड, पैकेट फूड बंद करो, ताजा खाना खाओ, थोड़ी बहुत सब्जियां जो मिल रही है, नहीं तो दाल चावल पे स्टिक करो. और बिल्कुल भी जो है अपनी नींद को कॉम्प्रोमाइज मत करो. ज्यादा टीवी मत देखो, ज्यादा न्यूज मत देखो पर इतना नहीं कि आदमी का दिमाग खराब हो जाए, कितने केस आ गए, कौन हो गया, तो उससे दिमाग खराब हो जाता है. पीसफुल रहिए, मेडिटेशन करिए. मेडिटेशन मतलब ध्यान लगाना. वो पूजा भी हो सकती है. रिलीजियस जो रिलीजन में बहुत ज्यादा वो बिलीव करते हैं, वो पूजा भी हो सकती है. तो फिर आप वो करें. और कम से कम जो है अपना 30 मिनट एक्सरसाइज जो आपने बताया था कल्पना, 30 मिनट की कोई ना कोई व्यायाम जरूर करनी चाहिए. चाहे वो बैठ के सिटअप्स लगाने हो, या उठक बैठक करनी हो, या पुशअप करने हो. 30 मिनट रुक रुक के जरूर करिए, ताकि आपकी बॉडी जो है इम्यूनिटी बिल्ड करना स्टार्ट कर सके. अभी भी टाइम है, क्योंकि हमें पता नहीं आगे क्या होने वाला है. आज से भी शुरू करोगे तो इम्यूनिटी बूस्ट हो जाएगी. और अभी से शुरू करो, आज अपना टाइम टेबल बनाओ कि मैंने मॉर्निंग में ये करना है, इवनिंग में ये करना है, मैंने ये खाना है, क्योंकि ऐसे ही बिना टाइम टेबल अभी भी जिंदगी नहीं चलेगी, क्योंकि हमें लग रहा है कि हाँ पूरा दिन पड़ा, दिन कैसे फिर चला जाता है और वी जस्ट वेस्टेड द डे. सो मेक अ टाइम टेबल. और क्या बोलूं, बस इतना ही. आई थिंक मैसेज बहुत है.
Thank you so much for taking out time, Dr. Anjali. Thank you so much. It was a
You're
pleasure.
welcome.